Hello and welcome back to Hadoop Exam Learning Resources. In this session, I'm going to cover question number 34 from AWS Solution Architect Professional Level Exam Practice Paper 1. These questions are provided by hadoopexam.com. So now let's jump to the question. So what question is asking here? You are working in a financial organization as a senior solution architect. You have been asked by leadership management team from the organization that operational resiliency from this firm is an utmost importance in cloud environment. Downtime for the application can damage firm reputations as well as make firm liable to multi-million-dollar financial fines. Which all of the following do you consider under operational resiliency in AWS solution? So you need to understand what is operational resiliency, and that is very important for the firm based on the basically it's a financial firm, so there are regulatory requirements for that. If they don't provide system availability as per their commitment, then there could be multi-million-dollar fines to those organizations as well. So now let's go to the explanation first, and then we'll come to the option. So as you can see, operational resiliency is very important, and that include what exactly this your people. So you need to, even your team has to plan properly availability of your team. Processes, whatever processes are running, are being correctly followed or not. And technology, obviously the platform which you have developed, that are aware of an adaptive and constant change. So this is very important thing for the operation resiliency. Operation resiliency means your operations should continuously work correct as per commitment of your platform should be available. Downtime of your mission critical application can not only damage your reputation but also make a multi-million-dollar financial fines. That is what. So what does it mean to be operational resilient? Let's cover this. The final policy provides guidance on how firms should achieve operational resiliency, which includes but it is not limited. So you need to understand this. Identify and prioritize services based on the potentials of intolerable harm to end consumer or risk to market integrity. So you need to, like, you would be running hundreds of different processes in cloud, correct? Hundreds of processes are running, but out of it, this process is important, this process is critical, this process is critical. Only 10 or 25 process could be a critical out of this 100. So you need to identify what are my critical processes and can cause a high damage to organization as well as to the client. So that is what you need to identify. Define appropriate maximum impact tolerance for important business service. If you're providing any service, you need to consider worst case scenario, basically, correct? What can happen in worst case scenario? You need to maximum impact. What is the maximum possible impact if that service is down? So that is what you need to understand. This is reviewed annually, and that should be regularly reviewed using metrics to measure the impact tolerance and answer questions, something like that. Like, you need to basically document it and create a matrix for that. How long in hours can be a service offline before causing intolerable harm to end users? So basically this is an SLA, correct? Like when you can based on that your P1 issues, P2 issues or P3 issues are raised, correct? P1 and even critical basically can be raised, correct? So based on that you need to find it out and you need to document it, metrics you need to create it, how long maximum is possible this service can be offline. If it goes beyond that, this is a loss for that. Document a complete view of all aspects required to deliver each important service. So documentation is very important thing when you are working with this, correct? This include people, processes, technology, even facilities, correct, from where your processes are running, and information from where you are getting your resources, correct, information. Firms should also test their ability to remain within the impact tolerance and provide assurance of resilience along with areas that need to be addressed. So for this is very critical things when you work in a bigger financial organization. These are very important things which you if you are working on. So now let's go to the options. What you can see here: identify and prioritize services based on the potentials of intolerable harm to the end customer and marketer integrity. So that is what we read. Define appropriate maximum impact tolerance of an important business service. This is reviewed, should be reviewed annually using metrics to measure the importance like this. That is the same thing we discussed, correct? Document complete view of all aspects required to deliver important service. This is include people, process, technology, facilities, and informations. Correct. So that is also we discussed. So I'll say if operational resiliency is not planned, there is no reputational risk. This is obviously not a valid option once you have knowledge of this concept. Correct. So this line does not make any sense. So let me submit this answer, and this is the correct answer, and the similar explanation is provided here. So that is what being a solution architect, you need to understand the importance of operational resiliency. That is very critical thing. You need to understand it. Just knowing the technology is not enough. You are an architect basically, correct, and senior architect. So you need to consider 360-degree about your projects on which you are working. So it can be risk, availability, operational resiliency, new design, performance, hundreds of things you need to take care if you are a senior solution architect. So that is very critical role in an organization, especially in a bigger organization. So you need to know all these things. So that's all. Thanks. I'm stopping now, and please visit hadoopexam.com for more material and more concept you want to learn. Thank you and wish you all the best.